And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in a computer needs its robot army run, where we're trying to get the syndicate computer and then get it a robot army, something, and then win. It's round 98. Over the end turn, we killed 500 infantry, and we're being presented with 22 decisions. I feel like something went wrong. Palace Revolutions. The 21% chance of the Palace Revolution went. Majority of the apathetic is fed up with the mismanagement they're subject to and have risen up in a palace resolution. 4 out of 4 zones are taken. Coup members have executed 12 leaders. Coup members have excluded 10 leaders from voting. 2 joined the rebels. Our political system sees limited but still profound change. Population loses the right to vote. This change has quite some effects. Virtue went up. Virtue score now at 77.2. Relation with STS went up. Okay. Workers lose the right to vote. Soldiers lose the right to vote. Senate replaces the parliament. Election results. Well, that is a problem. Virtue is now at 99. Okay, political system report. Well, we can't go to the syndicate computer from here without getting back to the democracy. So, to get to democracy, we need democracy over 50, merit under 30. And of course, everything going wrong has swung democracy to the floor and merit to the ceiling. Private decline level of 100 points. Okay, so we're going to try to get back to democracy as quick as we can. Is kind of what we're going to try to do here. National budget allocations. We're not going to change that up. So that's one decision out of 22. Retract clean election laws. Well, this kind of... It's impossible for us to stop it, but this kind of makes sense, seeing as, you know, they don't get to vote anyway right now, so, yeah, that's happening.
Roger that.
Clean election laws have been revoked. New director for the Economic Council. Members in the reserve pool. Do we have any good members in the reserve pool for the Eco Council? You would be good. Okay. Admin investigation. What was your previous job? Probably a governor. You're probably the former governor. Administration, science. Oh, so that probably wants to be you. You want to be... Although, what job... Again, what job did you have? I'm surprised I can't see the job I hired him for in the history log here. Oh, there he is. Director. So yeah, he was my former Economic Council person. Let's give him his job back.
Roger that.
Tier Council. One of these guys probably is my former Interior Council person, so I'll probably give them the job back before they can go according to plan. This one's probably not it, because he's got 30 pages of history. Commanding officer of the first SHQ. So you're the commander of the SHQ, or the former commander of the SHQ. You're the former governor of Jura. You're the governor of Ion. Okay. So none of these were the former Interior Council member. The middle one would be the best choice. And it might be worth giving you the promotion. We'll come back after we get through the rest of them. Staff Council. You were the former commander of the SHQ. So who's the current commander of the SHQ? No one. Give it back to the former commander, probably. Yeah, just give it back to the former commander.
Understood.
Petition in Polymark. So this is a situation where I want to buff democracy, so whenever I get an opportunity for democracy, please give me my democracy back. Demagogue. We go... Oh, I should get the governor in here first.
Roger that.
Democracy.
Roger that.
Democracy. And all 4 governors got kicked. Okay. So Polymark is the most important one. And again, there's also an open rebellion. Does look like all the zones got secured. The rebellion's over here. Okay. It's just sort of randomly taking units from various places, which isn't great. It looks like an entire 2 brigades are gone. That's also... Oh, make that 3. 3 brigades are gone. 4 brigades... Oh, yeah. I think we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a few problems. So we managed to keep the zones. I did not manage to keep all the army units. Okay. Task priority for the Eco Council. Is there anything I need to discover Eco Council-wise? No, outside of high-speed rail, everything has been discovered.
Roger that.
One thing that may have occurred is that the leader I'm trying to look for is gone. You were the former governor of Ion. Give you back to Ion.
Affirmative.
You're the former governor of Jura. We'll give you back to Jura.
Order received.
You were the former commander of the 16th Light Infantry. You're formerly a commander. Former commander. What's your history? Commander. Okay. Foreign Affairs is trying to get it permanent. No, you're too good at Foreign Affairs, you must stay there. All of eternity, you have a job for life for a reason. Yeah, you're a former commander. Well, I'm just gonna have to assign someone who is... So you're the best for the Interior Council, so
Roger
point
that.
you. Best for the Staff Council, who doesn't really have a job, is you. Best for the Air Force is actually you. Am I sure you didn't have a job that was not Troop Command? At least they commanded the 16th. He may have been... Yeah, so you're definitely giving that job. Okay.
Wilco. Wilco.
Focus on research, zone decisions. Now I've got a governor and Ion. So I can actually make this roll. In effect, we're guaranteed to find the demigod. So find him, arrest him. I just need more commanders. Okay, so the short answer to where, like, I'm missing one of the governors, missing the old governor from Polymark, missing the old governor for Talos. I suspect that's because they're either one of the rebels or they're dead. That's the best way to describe the current state of affairs. So you're the best at the job. You're not good at the job. You're the best at the job, so you get the job. You're the next best. You get that job. I've only got 2 people for 5 commands, so I need to hire some replacements. Given the circumstances, just give me a couple mercs. These are military commands anyway.
Roger that. Roger that. Copy that.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Yes, sir. Copy that. Roger that.
Okay, so we hold the cities, and now we need to deal with the rebels. Oh, and we can tell these units are deployed in position. So that's a brigade that flipped, that's a brigade that flipped. Those are brigades that flipped. That's a brigade that flipped. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brigades, 6 brigades. Seven brigades that flipped. Oh dear. And obviously troop replacements. We got so many missing. Just all the recruits need to be replacements. The missing units, missing subunits from the defections. Space Powder Tim is asking Civil War, and the answer is Palace Coup, apparently. So it's a civil war induced from a palace coup. The palace coup arguably was successful in that all the zones flipped, the majority of the army flipped. We just have the few loyalists, the old democratic cause, that are resisting at this point. It should, things go relatively well, be able to be dealt with. And then I'm going to have to try to do a an orderly transition back to democracy is what we're going to try to do. This should hopefully start to trend down, seeing as we had the Palace Revolution. Probably don't want to have a popular uprising. Probably wanted to be a peaceful transfer, but... At least in the short term, the virtue is wonderful.
Roger that.
Get a volunteer drive. I need replacements desperately.
Roger that.
Okay. So we're still hostile with you, and both of those are prone to getting out of control if I don't do something to keep those under control for at least the duration of solving the problem.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Wasn't
Yes,
enough.
sir. Roger that, sir.
That didn't even work. Definitely the potential for things to get spicy. Yeah, definitely time to do the turn cycle here. We'll find out if we're gonna have to roll back a couple turns because of the results of the Palace Coup here. The rebels have no hope of taking control of any zones. The question really just comes down to, do I have the firepower to quickly deal with them so that I can get repositioned back on the border in case one of the neighbors declares war? While also preparing for an orderly transition, hopefully back to democracy. So that then hopefully we have our orderly transition into the syndicate computer, although that is now delayed by a lot. We were rolling 5% chances to get the syndicate computer, and we had one turn at 21% to have the Palace Revolution. We had the Palace Revolution on the first possible turn. Space Powder Tim is saying just makes for an interesting playthrough. Possibly. We'll see how much it derails the ultimate goal, which was to get our syndicate computer and its robot army. I have a suspicion getting flipped to meritocracy may have set us back 70 turns. As outrageous as that sounds, it may be as much of a 70-turn setback, which will be quite a bit of pain. Rebels attack us. Rebels attack us. That's not necessarily a concern. As long as we keep them away from the cities. Actually getting into the cities, it's not a problem. Round 99, we killed 600 infantry and 10 tanks. The tanks were actually our own armored buggies. We have 7 decisions. High technocracy. Huge resource available to our technocrats has been put to very good use. In parallel research teams, they have made some breakthroughs on the scientific front. Decade of corruption continues. Lost universal truth. Grenadier Infantry Army would like to have that. Technocrats to the rescue. Okay, we'll do the utmost to maximize this. We are still trying to do government.
Roger that.
Decode GR and breakthrough now. Retract the wealth tax. Okay. I'm not going to get in the way of stopping that.
Roger that.
So part of what's going on there is being converted from a democracy to a merit has reduced the law limit. So they're now very interested in getting rid of laws.
Roger.
That's a confirm. That's a confirm. Zone decision. Food theft. I'm just going to accept the unrest. I'm just going to accept the unrest.
Order received.
Workers' strike. Democracy.
Copy that. Open fire! Open fire! Mission successful!
Moved one of those the wrong way. Keep them contained. See if we can clear that road.
Going in. Mission accomplished.
The remains of the 9th have surrendered.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, that should postpone any war with them.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And there, okay. So now I just need to deal with the rebels. All the rebels. Okay, so that should allow the remaining infantry battalions to get back up to force. And I need to start working with the specialist units.
Standing by for orders.
Copy that.
Oh, that wasn't what I actually wanted you to do.
Copy that.
Standing by for orders.
Copy that.
The target, please. There we go. Grenadier
Copy
infantry,
that.
please. Eco Council still proceeding. That'll be done in 2. Military is still proceeding. If it continues at this speed, it will be done in 2.
Roger that. Roger that.
That's a decent leader. Yeah, we got a situation over here that's out of control. Let's try to get some more volunteers.
Roger that.
Okay, let's at least another brigade. Which is what I'm probably going to need to keep these guys from rolling through the main zone. Oh, and power is negative. That's not great. Although power can probably be partially solved by turning down the Medtech producer. Ran about 600 deficit. Let's crank you down to 25% for the moment. Get enough high-tech parts, we should be able to finish what we're building. And that'll save us a lot of power in the short run. I suppose in the short run, we want to be seeing, yeah, the Palace Revolutionary from bureaucrats is declining. Obviously, it's at 0 because we're, you know, you're currently what they'd revolt towards. But we want that to be low when we do the democratic transition back, which I think is going to be fairly easy to do. I just got to get the democracy up and the merit down. Democracy is high enough. Merit is not low enough, but if I keep banging the drum that is democracy, the merit will get fixed pretty quickly. Okay, let's see how that works out. Twitch chat saying, is there any xenolife of this planet, or has it just been reduced to a desert wasteland planet? Well, first of all, this has not been reduced to a desert wasteland planet. It was a desert planet to start with. There has been no nuclear exchange of this planet as far as I am aware. This was basically Tatooine before the Dissolution War. It was mostly, I think, a mining planet. As we can find by like one of our bigger ruins is just littered with mines. Was I think the reason the people were on this planet were basically mining the minerals of the planet. So it's a big giant desert wasteland or desert planet. Not exactly a wasteland because it's got lots of mineral resources. It's a bit more like Australia. But yeah, no alien life on this planet as far as I'm aware. We haven't seen any. There might be an arachnid faction somewhere, which would be alien, but it would be aliens that we would have brought here if that's the case. But yeah, lots and lots and lots and lots of marauders on this planet. And a lot of majors. There's a total of 11 majors. But yeah, I think this is a max-size Seth planet. Trisha saying, time to Star Trooper this planet if there's bugs on it. Yeah, I haven't seen if there are any bugs yet. We haven't run into any. At least we're not dealing with them. There are bugs. Here's our rebels moving. Good to see that our guys are able to hold their own against the rebels. Because for practical purposes, the rebels aren't going to be able to replace themselves. There's a finite number of them. It's just getting them contained and destroyed. Letalar, round 100. We killed 250 over the intern. We have 8 decisions. Marauders. Okay, so just a danger event. Still a decade of corruption. Gent found an unusual comrade. We'll reproach him for even asking to get some more heart.
Affirmative.
Militia requires my attention. We're gonna say no.
Roger that.
Workers protest against their CEO. I'm not... Well, we've got enough virtue for the moment. As much as I'd like to stack heart, I really need to stack the democracy, so I'd support the workers here.
Yes.
Law vote. Retract the super wealth tax. On the initiative of the Justice Knights, the Senate is holding a vote whether to retract the super wealth tax. Once again, I don't have the political power really to stop this, so it's going away. Appoint an advisor. Either the commander of the 19th, or we can take this person from the reserve pool. I will take this person from the reserve pool.
Yes, sir.
If I can figure out what I want him to do, I can assign him as an advisor to the job need.
Roger that.
You have the full support to deal with the
Order
danger
received.
event. Success. Unit decision. Enforcement.
Understood. Let's go. Operation successful. Open fire! Open fire! Run! Run!
Not enough to get them under control. Although more reinforcements piling in should keep them contained at least to that pocket. There. Okay, so I've got one brigade I can strategically redeploy. I can probably pull another one out with fresh recruits. Deal with any hot spots. And that one actually just reminded me I have an Air Force. It's a small Air Force, but there's one thing my Air Force has the enemy does not. And that is air superiority.
On the way! Returning to base, sir.
No luck finding any of the targets there to actually strafe. You probably don't have the strike range. Yeah, no strike range. Air recon can go out to there. Give me some recon.
Birds are in the sky.
Well, that's not good. You're at 8%.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Put them back at 17. Still no guarantee that's going to keep them from declaring war. Yeah, I'm going to need to deploy down here. Probably didn't raise the new regiment for over here. Okay. Okay, and this color needs to change because it's too similar to the one we're deploying it right next to. Change color. Give you yellow. There we go. And then, do I have logistics there? Enough, yes. I probably have enough to get all the way down here. A light infantry. There we go. So with that, I'll obviously need a new commander. Grab 2 military. Got them. Go, one of
Roger
you.
that.
That's actually good military. We're gonna get some good military leaders from the
Roger that.
short dip here into meritocracy, at least. Get that random GR tech.
Roger that.
GR shell camera. Bureaucratic push.
Roger that.
Breakthrough now.
Roger that. Roger that.
Double shift. Okay, we got the democracy where we want it. We just need to drive down merit. The easiest way to do that is just drive democracy up high enough it starts to suppress merit. Okay, well, the situation is still proverbially on fire, but the fire is getting more contained. We got this place poorly contained. We got this place poorly contained. And actually, the biggest concern about this place being poorly contained is that the neighbors behind that place are the most ornery of our neighbors. So if we don't get that containment back, we may be at a war with people behind the people that we're trying to contain. Oh, and I suppose the containment up here is pretty bad. The containment up here is... I can forget about those guys. That's not super important. Construction overview. Solar panel field done, so we're going to have one less project to worry about. Urbanization field should be done next turn, which may allow me to start getting power running again. I actually lost 700 power last turn, so I should start power up anyway. Let's take you back up to 75%. With the urbanization plan, I should be able to take it back up to 100%. Prospecting, or mine overview. Radioactive mine still got 2 turns, so I don't need to do it this one. I don't even need to do it next one, but I'll need to do it the one after next. Victory overview. We're still sitting in 4th, to give you an idea of, like, yeah, things are on fire, things aren't going well, but apparently they're not doing too bad in comparison to everyone else. Yeah, we roll a turn here. Okay, slowly we should get this back under control. Not sure if the rebels have had their turn yet. I don't think they have. Oh, we can see that black hole just moved. So, the answer to are we getting the other end of this depression area is probably not. We're going to be too busy dealing with the rebels to take that. I think we'll hold on to those ruins there, but I don't think we'll be able to take any more of that area over there. At least not without a proper war. And we are in no position to fight a war on that front. Yeah, the rebels keep trying, the rebels keep failing. And this is equivalent tech, so this is not any indication that the rebels are doing particularly poorly, I suppose. Round 101, we killed 800 infantry and lost 200. We have 5 decisions awaiting us. Demands that I have a set in regal clothes. Okay, still a decade of corruption. Ridge space, so our neighbor has turned into a spoiled democracy. We've completed automated logistics. You want your clothes, you can have... We like governments, you can have clothes. Law vote. And so, again, still in the retraction phase. They're going through all of our laws and going like, well, we're supposed to have a max of 5, and we've got 6. They're just stop and drop. Killing law after law after law. When we get back to democracy, we'll start getting laws back. Yeah, we're just going to lean back. We're not in a position really to stop this.
Roger that.
New advisor. Apparently I have enough leaders. I wasn't putting the advisors probably up for a vote before because I just didn't have space. I need one for commander. So you're definitely the commander.
Yes, sir.
Let's say that. You're the commander. Org decision. What to follow up after logistics. And I think the answer... Geotectonics is tempting. I think I need ultra capacitors though.
Roger that.
There's a reason for that. Ultra capacitors... We'll see in here it says... Better capacitors negate portable battery loss. So if we go look at our troops... We're running laser weapons. And because we're running laser weapons, we have energy. You'll notice our troops need energy every turn. Ammo you don't have to replace every turn. Energy you have to replace every turn until you have a troop designed... Well, troops designed with ultra capacitors do not have energy upkeep, besides firing the weapon, obviously. I want to have another reserve pool member for the advisor. You're a better advisor anyway. You get the advisor. Cool.
Open fire! Open fire!
7th and the 84th finally been forced to surrender.
Mission successful.
65th, 64th, and 63rd have been forced to surrender.
Let's go. Operation successful. Going in. Mission successful.
37th, 40th, 38th, 39th, 36th, and 62nd have been forced to surrender. Okay, so we're slowly getting control of the situation again.
Open fire! Open fire! We need more firepower, sir.
Actually implies the remains of the 10th are still running on last generation equipment. Which I suppose, given the industrial build-out I was trying to do, is maybe not super surprising.
On the way! Returning to base, sir. Understood.
That's the fighting for the turn. Maybe do some strategic redeployment of the 11th, I think, as we got over here. 11th and the 12th. No, not enough weight there. Still got the democracy, just need to continue to get the merit down. Commercial parks, not really something we're interested in. Yeah, probably need another round of volunteers. So we have the volunteer card. Another volunteer drive.
Roger that.
That'll give me another, basically another brigade up. I still think functionally, well, we've done all the replacements. I think we lost like 6 full brigades, so our military force is still weaker than it was. Servantization plant is done. We've got enough political power. I think now it's technically like 1 turn too early, but let's do the peripheral mining now, just so I don't forget about it.
Roger that.
Yeah, technically it's 1 turn too early. Doesn't make much of a difference. Placement's going out, yeah. Assuming they can get delivered. There's enough chaos going on that maybe they won't be able to deliver it, but assuming they can get delivered. Let's cycle the turn. Given the time, we are going to put a part break in here. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. We're going to try to get back into democracy as quickly as possible and figure out exactly how many turns that has delayed the transition to the syndicate computer. I think we'll be able to get back to democracy by the end of the stream. I was hoping to have the syndicate computer during the stream. We'll see how badly delayed we are. If it made us start back over from turn 1, what I might do is do a sort of a rewind of time and start back from that election where the syndicate computer was up for a vote for 5%. And try to avoid the coup on the second go-through. Not because I don't think this is necessarily unplayable. Like, this is definitely a playable state for the game. I think we can definitely win from this state. But because the whole point of the run was to get a syndicate computer and its robot army, and if we're delayed by another 70 turns, I'm going to be in this state by the time we're even rolling for syndicate computer, where I probably have the robot army. Wrong order. We're supposed to get the computer, then the army, but... And probably might be on the way to winning at that point. And if I'm not on the way to winning, I'm going to question what's going on. Yeah, we're definitely going to get back to democracy, and we're going to see how much that's delayed the transition to syndicate computer. If it doesn't look like it's... If it didn't reset the timer, let's say. If it didn't reset the timer and it's how many turns you spent in democracy for the entire game... So the moment we get back to democracy, we're rolling 5% every turn. We'll just keep going. But yeah, if we're looking like we're going to have to do another 70 turns of gameplay to even start rolling the syndicate computer again, I think we might try to do a bit of safe scumming and go back to the state where we were rolling for it, but hadn't yet fallen to the coup. The coup grew a lot faster than I was assuming it was going to. And was a lot more probable to happen than I was expecting it to be. Because by the time I realized I needed to do something to stop the chance, apparently, based on our timing, that was already too late. Is a good way to describe that. But if I go back to when we were running the 5% chance for syndicate computer, if I start building bureaucracy at that point, I should be able to stop the bureaucracy queue. And if I can stop the bureaucracy queue, then eventually 5% is going to win us the vote, or win us the transition into syndicate computer. And then we can play the theme of the run instead of the reality of the run, let's say. At the moment, we're trying to play the reality run, because if the reality run doesn't prevent the theme, I'm going to roll with it. But I'm still too new to the Republic DLC to know if it has borked the theme of the roleplay, let's say. That's what we'll play out first. We're going to play out figuring out if it has borked the theme by trying to get back to democracy and seeing how long it would take to be up and eligible for the syndicate computer again. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have the part up tomorrow. We are going to put the part break in as soon as we get to this end of this end turn here. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're going to take a short break between parts, so I can get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea, and get the ads out. Get one of the ads out of the way, so that you're not hopefully being slammed with ads too much while we're playing. I do have rewind on, so if you miss some gameplay and you want to see it because the ad popped up, you can always rewind back the 3 minutes or so of the ad. If you're watching on Twitch, of course. Oh, I got a slight breakout there. It's not too concerning. Again, because we've got a machine gun garrison in the city. The laser machine gun should be able to keep the field units off the city. It's more of a concern for the unit that effectively got surrounded by that. And even that's not a real concern. Okay, we'll pick it up next time on round 102. We killed 100 infantry over the end turn. We have 6 decisions awaiting us. So until next time, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.